TV so ebraso say ene ewia wen sama hodo a yagege aboabo no ebesi nkonwa na edo mosuko edeche mo say ewia pentrobe kase ene eyewukwada September bosumi anase ebo bosumi no Lede toso ye edu emiensa wa afim pim yuni eduonu emiensa mu 13 September 2023 na ende de insem de redo na obeti na mu de bedi makotra beti bi ene se endrada na wode wani kire mu awa Ghana yembra hye ebedwampa dia na chese abedwako ayetimi ati omosom hwe na yewra IGP Inspector General Police ni sensem leak audio bi aba abontin mi kire kokon police audio ye aba abontin no ye hwe ne timi pani puma sibre na endrada ye IGP ko pie mu awa committee na ni na nsem ne de wa approve gu pa ba ko kan nyina se ne ra ho Pastor onua na wo hwe na dwuma obopa na nde ya tumi na bepiem wo hopa de enso ni kure muzemu nyina me se obetini nyina ene area we
Yaguso wo IGP die ne mu enso na nsemu ba ko eno so wo de tu dwa wo kire se wo mu akokonse police fo mo ka se wo no na dwuma bo enso ni no no kro na ye west IGP a wo tese o ma bani de na bani de na che so no ye west dia na che so mo maka mu di na chi nyina enso ye west
agusia be ko akopie mu e wo ye electoral commission akache endrada na mo de mo dwuma ni nyina ehye so o mo kire se omo qualify anampo no monya mfedu enwotwe kono so yehwe na limited registration etimi a register mo kama pa na yakopo yadom a 2024 na bato no motimi na atubi wena mo so ma yewura eye Johnson esenikatia wakasa acha na adwede afa ho
na chese okopie mu ewo dwabo susu a na chese enrada na se nanom ejuada abatu na edi nchiro no ehye ase no kopie mu odwabo so dia na chese wo matumi atetwe mu ho baako dunsia na sisi no de wo matumi atwe mu ase de beya mo pisu bia enkopie mu ewo ho
we na wufro bia ka ho na ewia we de bebedo masuko na yede mu sebu nyina besom se plantrobeka se ewo Apple 68 FM Apple 68 TV ka ye ho ewo Facebook uduwa na chese wala ke de amaye na comment no wo de ato ase eba be ka yensa na yetimi akenkani na de mamo sanso na wuya wonsa eni faso no share na ofoforo anya bi so etimi ahwe papa ye afa YouTube so de je ho me na pa uduwa na o subscribe ne kama na wala like na comment no de aba afa ne kono se online so Apple 68 FM yetwa gu live Twitter anomade ne so ne ye wo ho sanso na afa no mode Ghana webu ina ne yetwa gu live pa ba bia wo de wadwenche ne be fano eba be ka yesa na yetimi akenkani na adi amamu akenkanfo eyemen obidombie nana nyako abronoma mene
nana ajuwa nyako abronoma bebi on say da ushama bontia na wafra me ajuwa trimude
yensha ase na kasene mu nchiremu no yemfa esomo yesha ase dia na yedani chiremu o eye emblashe bedwafie mekire ad hoc committee a yewura aban baben etimi epomosomo hwe na yewura IGP ne leak audio na se ne leak tape e baaye no omutimi hwe mu nyina no no ayewura eye brashe bedwane de ma eye kise ebuakwa south about 10% so ono na gese no oye ntraining lawyer eye samo atache ono na oye ntraining nendrada na odi wani chemu pa de na eho no huru papa ye nyina police sahin Inspector General Police IGP Dr. George Akufu Dampare ekopie mu ewo hono ma na mo hwe na matimi atoto na no na matimi aboye pa na kwaba ni se bia asem ne po masibre impo asema yewura eye COP Alex Mensa ana face superintendent George Asare omo kotran baby ebo ne ho po kekan se bebre omo di kan kwakopie mu committee na ni mu no ye hwe ne timi atoto IGP ano na bisa se so ampa asem na eye yewura eye chese Alex Mensa ne George Asare ye de ebo mu ni na no kwa na se ne kure na we nam so ama yewura IGP George Akufu Dampare be kasaye na mfa ni sama kan nyina na hwe na ne ra ho ne rawo papa na sema kwa yewura Akufu Dampare George kan nyina ene se oso ono kura no hwa asem we kura no oni mo hwe we kura no no wo tene mantwe o anadu da suom 24/7 anopa omu gina mantwe ebo ban awia omu gina mantwe ebo ban den na beye yenim fo yi na makota baabi aboni to motimi po aka nsem bi ensefata yewura George Akufu Dampare chese in fact ayana ne ra ho na we pa no enye esane obu ne ho na afenu ni enebusuom kura no esebu nebusuom kura ka ho anka omo fra kran komba na emu no respect owode ma ne ho ana respect owode ma nebusua ana respect owode ma chese post edwuma ko nti ono nti ana chese ndrada omo to nsa de fra committee na nimu de na otimi ba na emu no nete bia de questions na hold na person obi say bia dey say na waba into obeba na mu no hwe say bibia be ye fair o de kasa kra se say enye fair kra say onu nkrofo abo ne timu po say insem bi wono ma na omo ka dey fa no ho enye ne kra na bra yewura jota ye akufudan pare kasa no yentin sama o de tudwane ebi.
With all these allegations, in order to cover up probably the shame associated with what they got themselves involved in the first place. And I, an innocent person, focusing on my job, working in concert with my team and all commands across the country to keep the country safe and make it to be at peace with itself. I've been asked to come and answer to these allegations, which are wide baseless, and I felt in my spirit that this is just it is just not fair. Are we killing patriotism? That anybody can just get up, make allegations upon allegations, and people who go across the country at times 48 hours without sleep, just keeping the country at peace, will be called to come and answer allegations that are unfounded, and that becomes something. Anyway, I'm here. I have no choice. I have no choice, and have come. And I say it to the glory of God, my Maker, who sustains me every day. I will speak to the matters as regard. And I'm doing this because of the respect I have for myself, for my family, especially my children and wife, for the office that I occupy, for my brothers and sisters who are sitting behind me, that we have put ourselves together in an unprecedented manner in a teamwork to get these things done for this country, and for the respect I have for institutions of state, including the parliament that we are here today, for the honor that he has done me for making me the Inspector General of Police to work with my colleagues, and equally more important, for the respect I have for the good people of this country. So, Honorable Chair, I am here being asked to answer to why allegations unsubstantiated by my brothers in order to cover up their shame.
So, Honorable Chair, I am here in order to cover the shame. Nti abusia eyare ho yewura Inspector General Police George Akufudan Pare ono no se ne te bia de waba akaba na nka obon pempe wo ne dwumadi odi mu nanso ne sa ne se adwuma no ho do ene obu ne ho nti ene na busua nti wambu court anase wambu parliament animutie ana waba na sa se ko ye mu a ene jam training ti training e de me ad hoc committee a yatimi apomo se omo hwehwe we nu nyina papepe na ebia na frenchim no no so kasa yewura samo atachia wodi wani kiremu e woye abu akwa south about peso so apuema ntemo so ono yem bra hye bedwani won mo no so e kasa chese bana waba ne de ehu hia pa ntene sama wodo bi a omode abo no ona sensem bi a efa no bia no obetimi anya abotre na matimi so ene ne ahwehwe ho komite mbra yewura na samo atachia enso keka ne nsem no sei ono de tu ebia enso efaye.
There's nothing like giving somebody an advantage, because they should say that their presence here will not give them the space to testify. That's what they say. And I've given you a very good premise, that there was no issue of consistency of treatment when we started the interrogation, because we couldn't have called the IGP to come and sit in when we started. Nothing concerned the IGP. Let's get it right. And I do not know the kind of disadvantage the IGP will suffer if the people are listening to him. What is the problem? There's no problem at all. They are not going to say one word. On the contrary, the one whose voice we hear is the IGP. There's no lawyer here who's going to stop the IGP in the middle of that when he was trying to tell us, if you like, the preliminary issues. And Council, I want to stress this. The preliminary issues that they said here, that we're giving him space to state his position as a preliminary matter, because he was not present when those allegations were made. And we want to be fair to the IGP and let the IGP dilate a bit on some of the things they said. But to invent another principle that there's inconsistency in this matter is neither here nor there. Because it is not the people sitting here who determine what the IGP will say. So please, Council, if you want the IGP to speak, let him speak. If you don't want the IGP to speak, say so. But with this other argument that their presence is evidence of inconsistency, it's not borne out by what we've done here, the proceedings. Because who knew what was going to happen today? But for the fact that what they said, I sitting here as a chairman, I didn't know what they were going to say. How can I invite the IGP in advance to come and sit when I didn't know what they were going to say? There's no member of this committee who knew what this individual was going to say. In fact, we didn't even call, this individual.
Abusuantino way, and some of Drobia and Rada, by this time, say. Some of Drobia na Equagupa way, say, a year some more attachment or no training at the Maya ad hoc committee in Penny 4, 18 pounds or more year IGP. The leak or the Nunfimuno and on the southern nation in Atu Egra.
Abusia for ya to Akasiano as so na fi na wa join ya aha opposite kasafidie so and wasubu so wutie na wosan so ehwe ye kama pa Debi ade ba kwa meka chon se wo ba na do text messages ni nyina enso abai beke kan kama pa enso edi ama se de ye kan tribute ewo eyiase papa wo ko YouTube wo so ane ye twego live ye papa kwa na wa subscribe ye sanso e na wo Twitter Instagram modern Ghana na ye twego wo papa nti wo ho no so na wakwa akoshe ye enso ewo hom na yeda so ewo mpoano de na chese anwani mu a ene yebutu Dr. George Ekufudan parense nsemu ekoso a kokonsa police fuwe mo edeby se womo ba behwa na se womo mpese wo betena ho no mo na womo mpese wo mutu na si egu enti no womo akwakoye audio bi a chese nam so ema yewra bugri na abu Edisa audio way ebaye nam so say Speaker of Parliament here Alban Bagbin Smano Kingsford and so ebekasa ya o say sisi eno dia wo se etumi pa ikuo bi na ekuo na wo mo paye ye no wo mo hwehwe sansem no sisi eno dia edrusu ye de yewra George Ekufudan pare ebetumi abepie mu ewo committee no anim na enro ada de okopie mu ho no ma etese nam so mo de nsembebre etudwa na nisem ba ko san di tu dwa biem kire say sa kokonsa police for me ensa we ya yewura COP mensa na afenso yewura asare enso eka hu na chese ne nipa ba ko so eka hu ano no de aya no ni di no de sa entai krampo ento edwadwa bebre sa enam so amasisi no de yewura e de abatu dwa wa kire say sa police for me ensa we edito nanima nanso mo de to omafo nyina anim se wono no ni modimbo enhwe ni ombo number onmo wuti kura adia na chese monu amudi na chini nyina so mo wuti esan se ye nyina no ene ye nipa baako aye wo hanum sei ana me kura mpo no ana me di manim enti se akoba se monu mo kire se me modimbo enhwe ni dia na chese mo nyina so modimbo ene enhwe ni esan se me na me di manim kan enti se na akoba se dia ne na chese ye nyina ye modimbo ene enhwe ni yenti ensema yewura George Ekufudan pare eno so odi tu dwa no ebi.
So even granted that I'm the West, then all of us collectively are the West, including probably my brother who was serving in that capacity as member of the team that I led. I lead. So I think it was a slip of tongue on his part. But let me speak to the issue. This is what it is. We, the current administration, want to be the best in terms of all those who have come before us. And we have a good reason for that, Honorable Chair. And we are there getting on to becoming the best in the history of the country. And I'll explain. The reason why we want to be the best and we are getting to be the best as a police administration under my leadership is that when most of our forebearers were there, we saw what they did right and the challenges they face. So being a graduate of management and leadership and a continuous student of sociology, psychology, and philosophy, it is just clear that when you saw your forebearers doing what they were doing and you saw what they were doing right and you saw the challenges they were facing and you have this background and you have the opportunity, you surely should perform better than them. And it's simple. You do what they were doing right, you learn from their mistake and make them better. So if you add them to what they were doing right, there's no way you cannot be better than them. And this is what we are doing. And at the point, maybe I will share with you so many interventions we have put across the country and working in concert with all the other security agencies that has brought us to this level of peace, security, law and order across the country in an unprecedented way. But the next point, Honorable Chair, is the fact that we don't want to be the best in the whole life of the police service, but rather we want those who come after us to be better than us, because by the same yardstick, they are watching us in terms of what we are doing, those that we are getting right, and the challenges that we are facing, so that they will be able to outperform us. And when they do that, then they will also become better than us and all our forebearers. And when that happens, we'll end up building strong institutions and not having strong men. And this is what we are doing.
George Ekufu Dampare and the Sansen Wena at 2 years. APM or sign edit 2 years at as you see, no dear, or a man for a preposition near dia, a man for a cassette, the deep now what you know, and San Patano, and others in the muddy boy and Swenny. Nempo, a posy for crop what they are better than him. Watch us say. See, no dear, I was so a picture woman. So, what be your friend say, I feel crown, what Bemu crown, I was here to me picture anymore. Ye ran canoe, and I see a many deep be a bit to me as a fata, and no, as you see, no dear. Agwakoba say Yera George Ekufu Dampare e dia to mpelefo nyina anim say wono na ye nipa ba ko ana say wo ye last person kura po betumi aka say o ye ba be promote wo enti say wo COP mensa wo kura po na wo ntoma ekaba kire mo just wono wo dia bibia anim ana say bibia ye ntawanta wa bia anim ntam enti Agwakoba say wo kura po wo aka keka sa kokonza police bo we mu eye no won bebre esan say wo no and grand type say ye pe one more ye be peja wo mumu ananse wo mo ama pese ye mo ye tu o mompon ekwo omanimu no wo kra bo na wo gin wom enti se Agwakoba say dia na chese Agwako ye ni won bebre enti wono de wono o se wo be ye sa de ni na wo be hwe na watumi atoto nyama ye se de be ya ono so na sum ebetumi atwo no eno so ye ntie nsem a wo de to ye nim no ebi.
There is no type of promotion of any junior officer in the whole police service. Even as we speak, the structure has been that any junior officer who is 4 years are sent to training and they are promoted. And we are waiting to have all of them promoted. Those who are due, the next set of junior officers who are due for promotion, who are now, we have worked on in trying to rebuild their capacity, send them to Ashermantin in the eastern region to reshape and recalibrate them. Are currently there, and we are rolling out these and making sure that they are promoted in December, and we arrange it in such a way that it becomes like something like a Christmas store. So nobody in the service, and the junior that you are saying, whose promotion is being held. So that is another set of concocted story that is being put out there for mischievous reasons.
What about those senior officers whose promotions have to be sent from management to council?
Honorable Chair, every one of them, with the exception of a few, have been sent. And the few who have been sent and the few who are there is based on the fact that beyond the number of years that you have been in the position, there is other factors. And I'm told the few is about 7 or 8 or 9 other factors that come into it. And those other factors include competence, include vacancy, including integrity, including all other factors. And when this, beyond that, it becomes the preserve of the police council. And
see any told you Dr. George Ekufu Dampare and so Okopie committee anymore and not the way at so age.
Abusia Gusua Jama, our consa police in Sensemu ya. Akoko fa batches so my gana mo say no ababe trap obi a Canadian na eno mo no mo na ye rasa mo attach titrani e de maye adwo committee no esabi say IGP say IGP na mame bi say o twaka ben na eda woni eye bugri na abu ana fe mempanyin dada John Dramani Mahama ntam kura because ekoba ne sa no ye so wa na edini yebu mu say de yetumi eyi fi address na ye say ye po be say na MP ko no wan ntimi mba ntitwa ka ben pa ana eda woni eye bugdi na ebu an ko fa ben kra do mu ntam ana agi say oh ebo we mu mini amu ni dwaka bia o mini mamu da me kese mini mamu din pa but men kaida ye wura bugdi na ebu ato nsa de afre me say bese na ye nkodi nkomo na se yenkoye we da bi wo mu pa de Debbie, me no more bia, me no more crank, baby cranking, come crada. And this all leak all the crab about one take crana, I can say. Ababa ye trap you be a can crowd, crowd, I say. Me tia sa crane ye, we crowd and come dear, me do crab, best dear bemu, just me tia sa crane ye no sembra, you're IGP, or you sign someone say, or other two a jar and so fire.
Honorable Chair, another wide. I don't know which of them, my brothers, who made that statement. Then I could probably ask the committee for him to go with me and tell me why I put it. Because technically, I don't have it. I don't know about it. So why should somebody come here and make such wild allegation without proving a bit of it? And then I'm asked to respond to it. Honorable Chair, I beg of you. Yes. I beg of you. I don't have it. And I pray that maybe going forward, we should make sure when people make allegations, they should provide at least a shred of evidence before maybe an invitation is made for somebody to come and speak to it. But now, looking at the proceedings and the way I felt, it's like allegations have been made, and then nobody provided a shred of evidence, and the allegations are out there in the public, and the allegations touches on my person, even though it has nothing directly to do with me, especially with all the wild allegations they have made about the management of the police service, which I do with my team, because without the word we, I can't make any pronouncement when I'm leading an organization. I don't use the word I. Then I'm being asked to speak to allegations that have not been substantiated with a shred of evidence. Then, after I've answered the allegations, I've been told that when there's a in-camera meeting, those people who have evidence to now substantiate allegations. Then when wouldn't we have waited for them to provide all those allegations, even though belated? Evidence, even though belated. For myself and my counsel to look at them, and probably those that extend beyond me with my management board, whom I always work in concert, to look at them, and then we can come and apply them appropriately. But now, allegation unsubstantiated, I'm speaking to it, and my feeling is that that is the bit of it that will be for the public. But the rare game has been put is what they now have again against me. And yet we have also been told that it's not a police service which is on track. Because we have police institutional structures to deal with anybody who has a complaint, which I know they don't have. Except that the shame that have come up from them. They are trying to twist it and divert attention.
Abusianti way enso ye ensema hodro bi a yewura eye IGP eye police sahin George Akufudan Pare kese ono so ka say we die eye asa bio anka hu hia kora say beto nsa e dia frɛ no wo sa asem kro we yamu a ane de wodi woni kyerɛ mu o man Ghana say panyi ba akɔba ne say bi a ya ho man bon nsɛm a wa bi wo mu pa security analyst ba ko yewura eye Adam Bona enso na ekasa ana o kyerɛ say anka we kura na ye hu kura mpo na anka you hear say ya de can say administrative matters ne kura ebe ben ye can say suspected criminal ye intent no anka you hear kura say na me bi e fa aposi for ho ne ade no anka ehu kwasa anka ebe camera mu anka ye tena ba bi fa ko na je say bi akukuwa mu na ne omodi hu nkomo ne ade na mahwe be bi potia asem no kura de ne pomasi bi kura be ba anka you hear kura da say anka we say no ebe ka say asem efa opposite phone cry about top one thing obia eka no sembre yura Adabona security analyst Akan say on the two area.
And so as far as I'm concerned, we seem to be missing the plots. The plot is that these guys were plotting to remove an IGP so that when they make them an IGP, they will break their aids. But we are not discussing that. And I would want all of us to come back home and begin to ask Atachia. So they've admitted that these are our voices. Are you a party member? He says yes. Are you this? Are you that? Are you that? Have they broken their own police service regulation? Well, it's up to what do you call it? It's up to them to put an interpretation to it. But it is all clear. The police service, the CI 76 is written in English. We all can read and interpret it. And so as far as I'm concerned, the matters are clear. Let's separate administrative matters from the suspected criminal intention that these guys exhibit and arrogant. I was expecting that when they were called, you see, we all make mistakes, to apologize profusely, apologize and say that, you know what, we err, so forgive us. You know, we all make mistakes. It's lobbying that went wrong. You cannot lobby to destabilize the country. We didn't intend this, we did it. But you can see arrogantly trying to push a certain posture, as if to say, if I say the man is not correct, if I say the man is the worst IGP, Ghanaians will begin to interrogate the things differently. These are the facts. And Aisha and viewers, mine is that what they intended to do in the tape is what I would want the Honorable Atachi. As far as I'm concerned, you know what? The committee's work is done. They have done what they have to do. I hear there's going to be an in-camera meeting tomorrow. Honorable Atachi said, we are bringing the National Security Minister to come and do what? Was the National Security Minister's name mentioned in the audio or in the video?
We say because national security on the feminists one I feel crowded baby as some cock. Hey, it's Adam when I be say it's national security near IGP from Ukraine on my bed because I know money and I know what they put in. Oh, money knew what they put in 2 PLS men any judge why. And I booking a boom. I see security ministry on my bed. I
was your way to us not as what for and then I'm a whoop, so it's not as you would have put down pare. Then I'm and a whoop will be a train was any of us. Now, see, I read them no as a security expert be. I want Rakasa or Sansu a senior UN mediation advisor, Dr. Emmanuel Bombadi, Eswa Bekasa. Wabekasa for you, IGP Diano. Now, this someone walking in an same. So, what was a police for me in some way more. One more what concern FIA Georgia Kufu Dam Parem was a no. Yet, two Nasukura who said the year no abe out of Mono. And run as you see what Becassa at your family, or let's say, Sanya may was running na the ye and Yakra, and so was a yes, Crampo. And so see you right, GPD, ye. Well, when my dear papa, what before my new Condia afternoon, so said the Yesu Christo, a Fatima for Condia, at 20 metrics on a supper penny, right, GP wire. One no what yes, before, and I say, I will be Chinese Sikano, I am her. A traha, neck, traha. One no one train this, one also will train PP, one just CPP, enter PNDC, phobia, baby and grandson a coho. And see you, IGP, Yakasa senior police, our bat as an modern born, as well any party and not just a IGP, Dr. George Kufu Dampare. One not just say, Nimodi what a swear near papa. Now, first was I did see your way, Papa, and another dog Kufu so to me share, yeah. I should share near memory, ye papa, and was ye Dr. Kufu Dampare Swambra, no Brabaya IGP, Ghana police subdrominal, one and one member kind. Was someone about to be so why the year papa so good your more. What be man in the year papa son send an issue our dear air fair papa. Was I to drip your man a cracker no what just say. And Cabaya can another dog who for the Zako was up police for me as away and one for Munjinaho. Now my Ghana just will be a pan or what will be a swabba. Now young woman is a near Shishamu papa say, when you park and you deeper, ever to me a fata IGP Diano, and Kiafanin, Yeti and Sama or the 2 a Janibi.
I'm happy that he accepted the invitation because he is laying the pathway for the democratization of the police space that allows accountability to happen, in which the IGP is speaking directly to the people who are the sovereign, if you call it, stakeholders of Ghana's democracy its security, its welfare. And in that regard, I appreciate his acceptance. But that marks this IGP. So I want to make my main point. But it is important for people like us to underscore that when people say that this IGP is the worst IGP, people like us respond in contributing to a panel discussion like this by suggesting that he will go down in history as the best IGP we ever had. And I think that is important. But the main response, which is very brief for me, is this. I don't think we should simply reduce it to IGP Dampare responding to allegations. We must put into context that those allegations were being made in a toxic environment of political fanaticism, in which the allegations in themselves was a complot or a conjecture or a machination. Because if they were done publicly, then you can describe them as an allegation that the IGP is responding to. But not only were they allegations, but there were allegations that were done in a way that is corrosive of the internal capacities and resilience of the Ghana Police Service. And that is why I appreciate that he came to the parliamentary committee of inquiry, so that he's not just responding to the allegations, but he's helping to heal the damage, the corrosion in which people can meet and conjecture and plan and conspire, which then in itself is very unhealthy. It reduces the credibility of the Ghana Police Service, and it makes people to doubt, how can we all be protected by a police service in which amongst them some will choose this path of trying to undermine their seniors? This is
security expert papa no de chese eba no se abambo mugia waya de ye papa e was sa eniama nim yewura Emmanuel bombade eso ena ne kasa eto edwan na chese wo wie ye no pepe na IGP e de ba ya wo kire se efa no abambo mu nsem ne de bo menua minim se wo ya de ye papa na ndra me kopie committee no anim no wo mu de to manim wo mu bisa mesem Suppose if we are new way, no, yes, suspending woman, I say, yes, twintwa wo monase kakra na se epese ye dwo mudi brano efie musem no mkwatena fie kakra no wo no sai na wosifa aka asem no na yentie IGP hono so muaya wode tu edwa.
Honorable Chair, I thank you very much. And that is also another thing people have used in trying to get to me. The truth of the matter is that when all these things happen, why should we have focused on ensuring that we work together as a team across the country and also across all the other security agencies to continue to maintain peace and security for our beloved country? Then you get to a point and these things happen. And you feel pain that your own brothers can go and do this against you. But you forgive because such is nature. And the more you forgive, the more you become stronger and preserve your health. So I moved on. But I said that whatever is going on, I recused myself from the process. So I was not part of whatever decision that was taken to interdict or de-interdict anyone. It is a matter that was considered at the police council and they handled it in my absence. And anytime any issue about this particular incident is discussed anywhere within the police leadership through my absence, because I think and I believe that is the right thing to do. And that is what happened. I am not involved in the interdiction and the interdiction of anyone.
Yesu why are they what kwasa de nyame abata kura do betu to Yesu Kristo waso ade omuboni nyina che won se de Yesu Kristo ka se monko ye boni bio no we de IGP e de ato wanim se monko na monko di kokonsa ebie
nto so de ache
waso ade kofi Yesu
abusuan wie kura e wo yewura IGP ni sensem yi a ababaya twape obi aka e wo omanimu dia na embre endrada na jese insam kan anampono emre na mototo yewura IGP no we na bia ko na we no ana yebisa yewura samo attach ase pape enizesi yi na ma wie no what next then they do be ono chese we no de omo hia IGP mo na di nkomo ne de sisi apa de in hwehwem ma papa deep investigation eno ona mo hwe no mo kwan se omo ni security ministry be hia omo ne nipa ne mu bi be hia a chese yewura IGP na nkazangaza ono ka hu bi omo na omo nyina e be hia na de ye fini deep investigation mo timi ya paniye na chese asundue atimi aba omle kwaye nti bi boni bia e fa yewura IGP IGP ni leak audio and as a leak tape by ya be kan say concern police in sense no crime and bra na yewura samo attach kasa no say kura na odi wiye.
Didn't use the word satisfied. We've done what is right. People came over and said a few things on oath, and we felt that we should give him the space to also put the side of his story across. Now we are at the point of what we call adduction of evidence. All that you say, we're going to scoop the evidence. What gives support to what you said? So it's not just a camera engagement that we are interested in, but what is the evidential base of
Abusia enia yeti ye yewura samo attachia tetreni edema ad hoc committee a yetimi apasa mo yehwemu enfa IGP the leak tape ni mu no ana je so de nsemo nyina atu edwa na ne krakra mu na no ana yegbo pin wodi wani kiremu e wa Ghana Asia social political commentator baako yewura Franklin Kujo ana yebisa ye papa yewura IGP sensemu ye arabeto dwa ni nyina ne nso no yesia sen kra na ofa no efa sen na uhu no ana ochese ayo dia yehu o magana mu asie no no na yehu no dia police fo no ehwehwe e police adwuma kunimu no eno ana yehu ni se bibi e wo hono na yese enkoye e wo police adwuma ni mu ni ade na emini na se yeto sa de friend panyimfo no mu wo mu nyina no mbe chama adwe fa ho anampo no ombe kasa anampo no be yi ensem bi wo ma no a ene beti abo na police fo na adwuma ye fo no mu nyina no ho atom ne so embra yewura eye Franklin Kujo ekasa ni sei ana de tu edwa.
Happy that this conversation has been had. Indeed, I was one of those who initially did suggest that the IGP being called to come and answer questions was quite frankly, for me, quite unnecessary, especially because the terms of reference, as far as the terms of reference go, the gentleman who made all these wild allegations had actually accepted that, well, yes, their voices were on the tape and that they made those very, a lack of a better word, dastardly and concocted allegations. And so for me, the work of the committee was already cut out, and I thought that it was pretty much done, really. Upon hindsight, though, I think that I'm willing to walk back my words and then say that maybe what we saw today was exactly what the police service actually needed, right? To think that the IG, and of course, I have no doubt that the IG Dampare was definitely going to answer questions that was going to be posed to him in whatever capacity. But of course, today's demonstration or today's discussions, if you like, open conversations about the police service. Even before that, his persona, his personality, his pedigree, all of that heralding the rather very rich explanation of what police service has come to mean for many people was quite frankly, I mean, a huge lesson in humility, a huge lesson in diplomacy, a huge lesson in what I call, well, the word is not coming, but essentially, it was one of those institutions that you'd have thought that when people decide to have alternate views, there were avenues for them to express them. And to that extent, there was a certain level of democratic centralism within the police service, which I'm sure if the gentleman had exhausted of all the steps that they had in order to air their views.
Abusia inti enia yeti ye Mr. Franklin Kujo, a social political commentator. And I just say, ordinary some more to judge say, dear, and there you who will be your money, dear. Now we shall make one swa and so and on.
Abusia for your IGP, na ya to us so now Central Fian Maba quarters or no. What didn't want to about Fremo and this will be a tune was any abasa easy about your commission, nano juada. What is she apple for a guac? So what did I say? One moment to me and Tromudin. And Nipa na say mabun one moment yan fish and be do what tree aircorno. What is she able for pa egua so what better now what my church woman said ya bay one month so one will bet to me and ya quenya. No more drum Ghana card no aqua register voters ID card and almost we draw about to a brasua. One way to me aqua to be nempo. Senya about to crampo and now person would do Ghana card no a be before as well. And now my quench and answer would the register was some. And now the baby bibiano also where to me at the age. Now me no can say the easy at the betu dwa watch say. Wabesha asia ewo ebobo some de to so dru baako ekosi wasana ne bosome eko awie ye papa me kire September ekosi October papa na choso mo de nhya we na akona wie je. Na adminuka said the ukopiem ewo Western North region na mechire dwabo so ana wo mo so abato komisa owo ya maame Fatima Kantum enso e de abetu edwa wo kire se sisi anu de wo mo pese nipa bia beba peso ewo honom enam se na se ye kase o coronavirus san beba bio na momo nyesa abakra mpo ana se emba ye mpo wo mo akasa na de san hihye foforo ya egu akwaso mo kire se womu ba beche mu baako dunsia womu beche zone mu no baako dunsia 16 zones ana sisi no ma chichemu na womu bota ya womu de yes ade nyina se womu de behwe na womu tumi aboa manipa emope so ewo ho wo bi bo waka he na we egu we so we ti ahobro na agogu we so da bi womu pese sa niam we nyina bekoso ewo ho na mmom womu pese amanfo ho ha wom na womu so omu atumi ama betena ho no mu anche enti yeti ebra ya maame Fatima Kantum enso ekasa ye no eni a wodi tu dwa no ebi
nkuru no ye ma days no nkuru no sebeya ekuru bi aba ye betimi awie na wo motimi akọ ye mpese obi abeba ha no edu wa ntimi anye na wo a wontimi nko wo so a wonye ba bi na nti ya chicha ma nkuru zone no ye de 12 ama dwabo so nti na dwabo so electoral area na ye churo wo mudin akobako 16 because there was 16 electoral areas omo no mbeba ha sense omo do so ninti
enti ade aso dwai abato komisa isi a wodwabo so ye maame Fatima Kantum enso na de sansem we na to dwa wo kire se wo mo de hye egu akwanso a wo mo behwe na amanfo emope so ewo ekwonom ekra na wo wie ye no eno mo matumi register mo de ye wo mani age ye papa kire se wo mo da si ye papa ebi mbre biem se wo matumi ayesa edi ama wo na we kra wo matumi de register wo mo yi ye price sim card wo matumi de atukwan bibi apese o de Ghana card ne ye bi wo matumi de aje enso ye tie wo ni jinsem wo mo de tu edwa no ebi
ere manya bianga semani adi o makuma mu kiso banya bi amintimi nko ba bi amintimi bi bank account mintimi nye mobile money timanga semani adi o makuma mpasa mesa ka me voters ID card
Madam Penfasa Seven Saka. But you met me there be mobile money. Met me there be my accounts. Met me there me pay via.
The economic is hard just right now. I'm not feeling anything. I just finished what technical institute this year. I'm not getting any job right now. So you think that your vote will determine your fate? Inshallah, by the grace of Allah.
Sometimes you'll be traveling, they'll ask you of your voter ID card or a Ghana card. If you're not having it, it can be a problem. Because of that, we want to have it.
Wama tumi akwa register mo Ghana card no wama nya fasudie wo mo mani agiye papa wo se ade hisanze we yato yanim abaye
Abusia wasugusu awutie Pentobre kase o Apple 68 FM Apple 68 TV because so na wadwen kyene fabra benya botre pa na yetimi akenkani na edi amawo afi wunya du Facebook a na wa share like na wa comment na wa share no foforo anya bi so timi ahwe yi pa YouTube so no yegia ho seseme na odu wono ma na o subscribe ne kama uwia na afi no watimi like na comment no dia ba Apple 68 FM online de ne so twegu live pa Twitter anoma de ne so ne wo afi ko ba ne se bia mo de Ghana web nyina na ye twegu live pa enso on ma odu wono ma waje nkyere de ba benya botre ne kenkan enso de amam ye guso agira mu electoral commission na kachi andra da anaye September bosome no ne da ne to so du emienu afi mpim yunu ne aduonu emiensam na de omotimi abie ekwana to se omo obi bia na wanya fisha no ndu enwotwe ekọ na ekobe se afie ebesin koye mfie mienu abesin komiense besin ko 2020 ana fe no 2016 1 year register ni nane de wanya 18 years pa de ana bibi nti 1 year register na uni bi kura na akoye na timi aba acheso bia betimi register na de na yakopọ ya adoma 2024 about no bia betimi to be na timi abo na omaga na setimi akọ na nimu anti andra da no na wayina mu kura ni yisi kura timi ye hu de da akyere se we ne yentimi ko register e wo police centers ahodo anampo no police stations na emo no omo district offices ne hono na metimi akọ na matimi ko register no hwe a wudi woni che omaga mu ase omo 268 police district offices ene wo hana mutino oho bia na obekutumi akọ na asem ne ba de don kuma ne ba bonte be kasa ya omo chese omo ni isi anya adwensa ne se sa anamuto ya yisi etu no ebeye di franchise ema obibia anampo no entimi ema nipa no akonya so betimi akọ register hwe pade a na nyakopo yedom 2024 no so no wontimi akoto aba ne sana na wutete nipa no fa hodie so ntino omo chese na mo de omo ntiase amageze omo mo so no koba ne se bia amanwese mu omo timi bomu omo ni mo de enso be kasa ne ade a na sam no kasa de don kuma no echro nkata ene hisa amayoko ebi eka no ho no me no kasa yi amayoko pole enum ana macho enkrata fa yizi honda koma court say anka omo mpreso say sa voters registration e betimi akoso endrada na omo tro ko ni krata nyina kopie mo court no court nso no omo ni dapot nya court eto nsa de from we na mo so amatitrani e de ma eya chinye amayoko NDC yewra Johnson na say dun kete general mosquito ene endrada eya senchofo nhemudi a o kire say sa na mutu yisi etu nipa de in fact omo bu adweso na nso no sa mo de asem ko dan court nso no eni dapot nya obe fresh asem na motumi akwata na mo no na etie bia de omo kire say yewra Johnson na say dun kete general mosquito kire say omo ni ko ho papa ombe hwe say ana mutu yisi etumi etu na je say omo gusuwa ye registration ni nipa de omo ye hweye pa na bibia Adamu fine French champa na nkoba nse bia o kire bi no na jese di omo choye no we ya be we aye say nkoba ne sanso amboa nti yewura asedi kati a kire say ne te bia no say nipa dodo ye twum ni nyina de no so mekomu akosi say nipa omo twum di so munya sa kopi ni bi na tin yeboa na abato no so mo to so enkoba say bia o kira no na bibia Adamu fine embre yewura eye Johnson asedi kati o friends atwefo nhemudi a ono mudi nkomo ne samade tudwa no ebi enie
yɛhyehyɛ court sɛ ɛbɛbɔ temamufo ho ban afiri aban bi a wɔn adwene sɛ ɔde atuturasɛm ebebu ɔman no otu anamon bi a ɛsɛ court bɔ no break sɛ wei untimi mfa ni amanfo a yɛde etumi ama sɛ ɛwɔ mu so no nti yɛde asɛm kɔdan court a afei deɛ court no ne yɛ mu kyerɛ sɛ wɔn ne aban no koraa akɔ apam sɛ yɛnsisi tema na krobia saa de no beba so no menteme ho ase ba ena basabasae etime ba enti na ye fremu ne de afamo so na mama Ghana fo nyina te se basabasae a esisi amanfo aman so yempe bi wo ha na yempe bi wo ha eno ane se ye betoto ye niema yie efi se enti no ba bia se yakofale process with Supreme Court mama e date keke a ye betra asem no so no I say Chief Justice or the instructions here just say or no nachi ubia ntimi mandate or no answer nim say what too quiet and now no pay 90% of stations ebia ni wa omutimi printi starting point at the man agency e kira say actually din bia gum dada and ye dey afide na kosi wa yeti ha yintimi enti e no ya ade a ye betwe ho manso de tie bia no say number. Enti ne womo pon adwuma ye hwe se ba bia womo anya start print out no ye benya closing print out edin bia ye twere bia ye nkofo no so twere bi eno nti ye de be compare ahunu se na din bi wo mu no anadwo aye behu ye hu na se wonti ase enyi mfiri mu a ene na che se achechire ne pe ne moja dodo wa
abusianti ene a yete yi eye titrani edemeye chinye amayoko NDC yewra Johnson asiedu enketia na jese oye ensenchofo ehemudie ana de sensem nyina etu edwa enso ewo ho
awusiafo yakwakowie kase no na yakwakopie mu ewo wa na wiase no de jese nipa bi wo honom a asem bia bekowuo mu a agese ekra wom na sa registration ya jese EC ede hwehwe so a wo kire se 21 days exercise ya wodi ahihye so a watchre say fiti ebo ekosi wasana bosome da etoso mienu pepepe wo mu bewie sa ade we no ana kire se eno ada okopie mu ewo wade ana kire se arewo sampa enatumi ekoba aje na ni nyina eye se enipa mienu a wo mu do mu bo mu kiri mu po se Ghana card no mbe register ni mienu minim se eye na no wo mo pa free mu se eye den na wo mo pa free mu obi anim de koba aje isi foi wo hanasa bato komisa foi e wo ho no mu atese wo ma hyehyehye o mo ne kama ndi obi ahu se oh wo mo ba ye registration se de be ye obi aso betumi ababa ye ne de na wo mo wo ho no mu a mate kwa mienu na se nipa mienu ba aje wo mo de mo se besi machine so na machine ya je kwen ede na ekoso wo mo hu ne eko we so de ne se besi so na machine aje kwen wo mo so mo hu ne eko afi wo mo kwakwa ye hwehwemu aye fifi mu atiti bi firi mu minus bi mu di bi keka